Disclaimer: Chaz's sound test is for entertainment purposes only. I don't own any of the music and I have no intention of making a profit. All songs are owned by their respective composers. With that said, enjoy the show. So, welcome to a very random episode of the sound test. I'm gonna adjust the volume for a second. This episode is a little different from a conventional sound test episode, mainly because I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I'm in school again, master's classes and all that, and I didn't have time to do it yesterday, so I'm doing it today. But unfortunately, I didn't assemble tracks like I normally do. So today's episode is just going to be random. I'm just going to pick songs that come to my head, and then they're going to get played. And that's it. So, I didn't have a lot of topics to talk about today either, which is another kind of drawbridge I had about the episode. Like, didn't really know what to talk about, but I've decided to address one thing that didn't really get discussed too often on this show. I run a website, not just this SoundCloud page, but I actually have a website. I plug it all the time on my YouTube. OtakuGamerspot.com, which is it started, like, it's changed multiple times, but for the most part now it's a Let's Play channel. It originally was a multi-purpose nerd website where me and a bunch of friends of mine would review anime and video games and just other tech things and just like various nerd things. But now it's primarily it's a Let's Play channel now. It's just kind of, I don't want to say deteriorated into that, but that's more or less what it is now. I can take you through a little timeline just to give you an idea, because we've been around since 2008. Yeah, 2008. I started the site itself back then. We were still on Blogger. I'm surprised Blogger still exists, but we were on Blogger back then. And it was just me, my buddy Dante, who was the other founder of the site, more or less. And he and I would just kind of write reviews and just kind of like video game reviews primarily. And I occasionally would write anime reviews, albeit new or old. Eventually, my friend Mark joined onto the team, and he also wrote reviews. Primarily, he wrote more so anime than I did. And my other friend Donique, who was also on the site for a little while, not for too long, maybe the first year and a half or so, he wrote primarily RPG game reviews, and that was pretty much the timeline. We had some people come and go. We had a couple of artists on the site, but that didn't last for too long. And we tried to have at least I tried to have it was bad, but I tried to have a fan fiction portion of the show, and that was just a train wreck. So luckily that didn't last very long either. So but that was, I want to say, that was at least the first 2 years, 2008 and 2009, we were on Blogger. And I still have a bunch of those posts that I made, those reviews saved, and they're horrendous. They are not good. They're not fit for anyone to see. But maybe I might post them somewhere if anyone wants to see them. But I'll get back to the next couple of years of the Otaku Gamer Spot timeline in a minute. Let's play some songs. I got The Incredible Machine, which is a PC game, kind of a, how do I describe it? It's a puzzle game, I guess. Dante, my friend, who aka the other founder of the site who I mentioned earlier, he has a Let's Play of that game. I'm gonna plug him real quick. Type in YouTube search Dante Taylor, DonteTaylor, and then the Incredible Machine. I'm pretty sure the first thing that's gonna show up is his LP of that game. I'm testing it now live because I normally don't do these type of things during the show, but like I said, this is an unconventional episode where I'm just throwing it up just to have one up because I was supposed to have it yesterday, but let's do that. Apparently a lot of people play The Incredible Machine that I wasn't aware of. He's not the first person up there. Let me see. There's a lot of Dante Taylors on YouTube. Anyway, I'll get to the exact link after I play this song from The Incredible Machine. It's called Cruz. C-R-U-Z. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. And following that, I think I'm going to play some... Let's play some Turtles in Time music. Turtles in Time music is always good. I'm going to play Neon Knight Riders from the arcade version. Hopefully, if I can find it in time. If not, I'm going to play the SNES version. Either way, it's Neon Knight Riders and Turtles in Time, but preceded by The Incredible Machine's Cruz. Okay, so I was slightly wrong about that LP of that game I said Dante was playing. It wasn't the Incredible Machine, despite the fact that he recommended that game to me. The game he Let's Play was Wacky Worlds on the Genesis, which is a Genesis educational game that just happens to have Sonic and Tails in it. So I was wrong completely on that one. Back to the website's timeline. Around 2010, we migrated from Blogger to WordPress, which is where we are now. But originally we were just kind of like a side channel for WordPress until we got our own site. But at that point, it was myself, Dante, my buddy Mark, Julian had joined the team as well. My other friend from a long time ago. He's still with us now, but at the time we were all writing reviews and don't want to say he was bad at it, but he wasn't the best at it. But he did his best, and that's all I can really ask for out of anyone. We were still writing reviews at this point, so from like 2010 and 2011, we were still writing reviews. Like, our writing was getting slightly better. I can't speak for everyone, but I say my writing was getting better. Dante's was already good, and Mark's was decent. Like I said, we were all kind of on a similar level of writing, but like I'd say probably Dante's was probably the best out of the three of us, and we were like kind of like alluding to possibly doing videos in the future, just kind of like teasing it, but we weren't exactly ready for it yet. And this was like late 2011, 2012, so a lot of good not streaming, but a lot of good like recording software for PC didn't exist yet. You had like, at least for video games, you had Hauppauge, which was okay for its day, but now it's like incredibly archaic and out of date. And like compared to like Avermedia and Elgato, it's just kind of crap. It's not good. I would say it goes as far as it's kind of trash now. But luckily we don't have to deal with that anymore, because even with Hauppauge, you couldn't record in HD, because this is before HD gaming was a thing. So the highest we could go was like Component 720, that was a big deal back then in like 2011, 2012. So in 2012, like early to mid 2012, Dante, Mark, and I recorded our first like quote unquote Let's Play. I wouldn't even call it a Let's Play. It was just kind of a thing we were goofing around with. Dante had like a camcorder. It was a camcorder LP. I'll be honest with you. It was a camcorder LP of a game called Cornbuster, which was an unfinished, like an incomplete Super Nintendo game. So ironically, that video has a lot of views now, but I thought it was pretty bad. Like even for back then, it was just like Dante was holding a camera. I was just kind of talking trash in the background, and Mark was playing this weird puzzle game that was never released. And that was kind of how we got started to where we are now, to a degree. We did Let's Plays, but it wasn't like nearly as consistent as it was now. We would just like, whenever we decided we had a game to play, then we would just record it. There wasn't a set schedule or anything like that. Like back then, it was primarily me, Dante, and Mark doing the videos, and Ryan would occasionally be in a video, and Julian would much later be in videos. Like Ryan is one of my friends from a long time ago as well. He's an illustrator, and he does a bunch of other things, but he contributed to the Let's Plays as well, and we did a lot of things via emulation, as well as PlayStation 3, and we got a lot of play out of the Wii U when that came out, like initially. But that we did a lot of Let's Plays through that. Like I remember one distinctly was one that made a lot of waves back then was we did a Way of the Samurai 4 LP, and that got a lot of traction. Like it even made the front page of Screw Attack back then, which is I thought was probably one of the biggest accomplishments we've had on the site, which is kind of incredible in itself if you think about it. But like the format was way different back then for how we did videos too. It was like, I mean, we have one-offs now, but like primarily it wasn't. We didn't do full LPs back then. We just kind of did one-offs because that was kind of how what the popular thing was back then. Like you had like early Game Grumps, and you had two best friends play, and you had like early Maximilian. Before Yo Video Games, it was just him and his friend Simmons doing let's plays. Like our videos were kind of in the vein of that. So that was what was in vogue at the time. So we kind of, not necessarily emulated, but we just kind of tried to ride that same train, you know what I mean? So, but I'll get to the further evolution of us, of the channel, with us doing like streams and doing full Let's Plays and all that stuff. But after some songs, we'll play a couple songs. Let's get to that. This is a brief pause because I don't have anything planned like I normally do. I'm going to play some songs from a game that was kind of overlooked this year. Like a lot of really good games came out this year. A lot of AAA stuff. You had Breath of the Wild, you had Persona 5, you had Nier Automata, and you had Horizon, and you just had Yakuza 0 came out, and just a bunch of really. This was a renaissance year for games, but There's a couple games that I played that may or may not be like AAA level that I thought could have got some recognition. For example, like on the 3DS, that's unfortunately that console's on the way out now. The Switch is out, but Fire Emblem Echoes was a game I played on 3DS over the summer. I believe it was the summer, like late spring, early summer. It was around April that game came out. I'm a big Fire Emblem fan, and more so of the older Fire Emblem games, and this game, Echoes, was a remake of the second game, Fire Emblem 2, that never came out in America. So that was a pretty cool thing, and it was back to form for Fire Emblem, because I not to say that I don't enjoy the newer ones, but the older ones had more like of what I was looking for, just a really challenging and fun, real time like turn-based strategy game. So with Echoes, I really enjoyed that game. It's probably one of my favorite ones that come out in a long time. Not to say that Fates. Well, I had some problems with Fates, and Awakening weren't good, but like I said, I was nitpicky about the whole. Let's force you to ship characters together and have them have children. Like that wasn't the main point of Fire Emblem back then, but now it is. But let's play some songs from Echoes. I'm gonna play Courage in Numbers, March to Deliverance, and the prologue to March of Deliverance and the main song of March of Deliverance. All three of those songs in a row. So that should be cool. We'll be back momentarily. Yeah, that was fun. That was good. Good stuff. I kind of wish, this is a tangent by the way, I kind of wish that there was some way that the Switch, the Nintendo Switch, supported 3DS games to some degree, like maybe some digital program or just make some sort of new plug-in that you could like get installed or something. I want to play my 3DS games on stream, and I don't want to have to do it that bootleg way, where because like I've seen a bunch of like how-to videos on YouTube, like here's how you stream from your 3DS without buying capture devices, and it's just weird and ghetto. And I want an actual way to play my 3DS games. I want to let's play a few of my 3DS games, but I just don't want to get rid of my 3DS or anything like that, and I just don't want to have to jump through like hoops of fire just to stream some 3DS stuff. But who knows what's going to happen with that? I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Nintendo's just kind of forgotten about 3DS at this point. Not necessarily forgot, but they're just kind of done with it. Like it had its run. It's been around for about 5 or 6 years. So, I mean, I guess it'd be on the way out. And like Switch kind of does what 3DS does, but better. To be honest, same thing with the Wii U. It did, like, even though I like the Wii U a lot, I'm gonna play some Wii U songs later on, but I really like the Wii U despite all the guff it got. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably I'll go as far as to say it's probably my third favorite Nintendo console. I went there. Not like Switch excluded because it's only been out for a few months, even though it's starting to pull its weight now. Like a lot of the good shit's starting to come out. Excuse my French, I got cursed on here. A lot of the better games are starting to come out on the Switch finally. Like Mario Odyssey just came out, and that's probably one of my games of the year right now. And what else came out? ARMS is really fun. I enjoy that game a lot. Breath of the Wild, of course. Fire Emblem Warriors, which is probably a favorite of mine. Even a lot of people don't like Musou games, but like I really enjoy Musou games, especially the side ones that don't involve the Romance of the Three Kingdoms or the Sengoku period of Japan. Like I really like the ones that are based off of other franchises, like the One Piece Pirate Warriors games, and the Fire Emblem one is really fun. I'm playing a lot of that, and the Fist of North Star one was all right, and same thing with Hyrule Warriors. I thought it was okay. I like the Fire Emblem one more primarily because I'm just controversial statement. I'm more of a Fire Emblem fan than a Zelda fan. I'm just gonna be honest. I was going back and forth with myself with that for a very long time, but like I feel like Fire Emblem, I enjoy that franchise more than Zelda. Granted, I'm always gonna buy Zelda games when they come out, but Fire Emblem is where it's at to me. That's probably one of my top 3 favorite Nintendo franchises. Like, yeah, it'd be Fire Emblem, Mario, and Metroid are probably my favorite Nintendo franchises. No one will ever say that other than me. I guarantee it. I think that's a Chaz opinion primarily. But I got off on a tangent. I was gonna get back to, the history of the website otakugamerspot.com. Around between 2012 all the way up to I want to say mid 2014, I'd say that was the first arc of us doing videos. It was probably, like I said, it was primarily myself, Mark, who's still on the channel consistently now, Dante, who occasionally will show up, and Ryan, hasn't really been on the channel super often because both him and Dante have had a lot of stuff going on in their lives, so they're doing important stuff for you guys. So that's why they haven't been on the channel as much. But during I call it the Hapage era of the channel, you can find those videos on a separate channel, YouTube channel, other than my current one. Those videos, like we did you can find the Way of the Samurai 4 Let's Play there, and a bunch of one-offs like with Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. We did a one-off for that game. We did a one-off for Blur. There was a couple other things. We did a one-off for the that JoJo All-Star Battle Fighting game when that came out in 2013. Just a bunch of other stuff. I hate to shill. I really hate to shill, but this is when I don't have a topic prepared, this is what I have to do. So, that happens, and we, like I said, the Way of the Samurai 4 Let's Play, which was, I think, spanned across like 3 videos. It wasn't even a full Let's Play. It was just we came back to it, and it was really popular. Like I said, it made the front page of Screw Attack. I still took a picture of that, and I have it on my phone. That was a big deal to me, and that made me want to pursue more Let's Plays in the future. Because, like I said, like a lot of the YouTubers out that I follow are Let's Players, and I was always a big fan of, like, you know, Slow Beef and the Two Best Friends and Maximilian and Gerard the Completionist, and guys like that were kind of the reason I got into the whole Let's Play thing in the first place. And then I would probably say around early 2015 was I call that Season 2 of the Let's Play arc, which I guess kind of leads into now. My girlfriend at the time, Sierra, joined the group, and then the main trio became Mark, myself, and Sierra, and that's when I first started getting into to streaming. Twitch was kind of alien to me at the time because I had an Elgato when I didn't have an Elgato back then. Initially, I used OBS. I messed around with both OBS, Open Broadcast Software, as well as XSplit. I messed around with that for a little while. I would use like spur of the moment. I would just do random weird streams like, hey, I'm gonna play Dragon Ball Final Bout for 3 hours, and I'll play this other thing. I'll play Power Stone for like an hour and see how fast I can beat the game. And then, like I said, when we started doing videos more often, then I decided, like, hey, like, let's start doing full Let's Plays of games that I've played more consistently. So, for example, like, some of the earlier Let's Plays? 2015. We did a full LP of Luigi's Mansion. That was pretty early. Same thing with, we got a lot of Mario Maker stuff in back then, too, when that game came out. There was at least, like, maybe 5, 6, 7. There was a lot of Mario Maker videos early on. We did a lot of Sonic stuff as well. Like, I know one of Mark's first LPs, like full Let's Plays for the channel, was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So he was really passionate about that. He really wanted to do that. I'm trying to remember which one was one of my firsts. I think the first one that I did a full Let's Play of, like, from beginning to end, was probably the Turtles Platinum game that came out maybe 2 years ago. I believe it was 1 or 2 years ago. Mutants in Manhattan. That was the first game I played all the way through for the channel. I played it twice, ironically. I played it once for my leisure, just for fun, and I played it again for the channel, and I kind of regret it because, like, honestly, the game was alright, but it was, out of all the games that were, like, all the character action games that were produced by Platinum, that's probably one of the worst ones, to be honest. To be fair to Platinum, it wasn't completely their fault. Like, they were, like, kind of being, they were kind of in a stranglehold by Activision, which is probably part of the reason why they didn't get to do a lot of what they wanted to do with the game. Same thing with the Legend of Korra and Transformers Platinum games. I played the Korra game. I enjoyed that a lot. I didn't play a lot of the Transformers game. I heard that was the best of those licensed 3, but I only played like the first stage of that Transformers game, and it was fine. I'm not the biggest Transformers guy. I was more of a Turtles guy than a Transformers guy, so naturally that's why I played that game more. But I did enjoy the Legend of Korra game for what it was, and it wasn't even a full price game. It was about, I think it was a $15, maybe $20 game, whereas the Transformers and Turtles ones were both $60 full price $60 games at launch. So, which was kind of absurd, especially for that Turtles game. That game was not worth $60, but I bought it because I'm a fanboy and I played through it twice because I'm insane and I do a lot of things for the internet. Excuse me again. Man, we did a lot of things in 2015. Like a lot of the streaming, we got a lot of that in during that time. I remember at one point I wanted to play all of Mega Man Legends, but like certain games don't lend themselves to being very open for blind Let's Plays, and by blind I mean never playing it before. And Mega Man Legends was a game that I've always watched people play, but I never actually played it myself. And I finally just decided to buy it one day off Amazon, and then tried to Let's Play it blind. That was a disaster. We got about 5 episodes in, but I was like, after a while, I was just like, I can't do this. Just can't. Nope. Because it's an action RPG. How would I categorize Mega Man Legends? I guess you would call it an action RPG. It's kind of like it's more or less it's Zelda, but with Mega Man, and it's a really awesome game. It's a shame that the third game never came to be, because Capcom just kind of crashed and burned and started to restructure around that time. But that's a fun game. I managed to play it on my own. Unfortunately, like I said, like the third one never came to be. I have the second game and I never really started it, but I should probably get to that soon, because I heard the second one's even better than the first one. And there's a lot of Let's Plays that I'm scrolling through my video history, by the way, on my channel, and I've realized that there's a lot of games that like we kind of left on the back burner and kind of canceled halfway through. Like, for example, I wanted to do I started a Devil May Cry 1 Let's Play 2 years ago. That didn't bode too well either, because that was one of the few games I actually practiced before I decided to go online with it. And oh boy, like there was something happened where I couldn't play the game immediately after I practiced it. I think there was a snowstorm and I couldn't get with the rest of the group, and then literally the week later I forgot everywhere where I was supposed to go. So it was just like, that was just kind of a train wreck. And there was a lot of other things, like that was one of the, okay, I remember one of the earliest LPs. It wasn't Mega Man Legends, even though that was early, but the first game that I actually played all the way through on the channel was The Typing of the Dead Overkill on Steam. That was the first game that I played through in its entirety, along with my girlfriend at the time. Her and I beat the entire game. It was about I think it was like 10 or 11 parts, so we played through the whole game. That was fun. I enjoyed that game a lot. I really like the House of the Dead series, especially that one. Like, House of the Dead 2 and Overkill are probably my favorites of the House of the Dead series. And I especially like Overkill because it had this whole blaxploitation, weird grindhouse vibe to it, and I think I appreciate it when it's not taking itself seriously. I think that's like one of the few zombie things I like, because it's so dumb and off the wall. So let's play some songs to break up the monotony for a little while. I'm just gonna pick some random things now. So let's start with, I'm gonna play Cammy's theme from Street Fighter Alpha 3, and then I'm gonna follow that with let's say the song that a lot of people were raving about when it first came out. Let's play Jump Up Superstar, the main theme of Mario Odyssey, after that, since everyone seems to love that game. I love it too, but that song, I don't want to say I got tired of it, but I heard it a lot when the game first came out. So admittedly, I did start to get a little tired of it, but not like completely. But I was like, okay, I'm ready to take a break from the song for a little while. But yeah, that's Cammy's Alpha 3 theme, followed by Jump Up Superstar from Mario Odyssey. Let's do that now.
with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah! Come on and jump up in the air, jump without a care, jump up 'cause you know that I'll be there. And if you find you're short on joy, don't focus, don't forget that you're still a one-up boy. So go on, straighten up your cap, let your toes begin to tap. This rhythm is a power shoe. Don't forget you're the superstar. No one else could make it this far. But go through that stage. Now you've got panache. Oh, let's do the Odyssey. It's time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up and your cares will soar away. And if the dark clouds start to swirl, don't fear, don't shed a tear, 'cause I'll be your one-up girl. Now listen, all you boys and girls all around the world, don't be afraid to get up and move. You know that we're all superstars. We're the ones who made it this far. Put a smile on that face. There's no time to waste, so let's do the Odyssey.
A vocal song in a Mario game. That always struck me as interesting. That's something I'm so used to Sonic having in games that like just Mario having a vocal song was just kind of out of left field for me. Not to say that it was bad, it's amazing actually, but just didn't expect it from a Mario game. That's all. I am spinning the wheels right now because, like I said, I don't have anything planned. Let's see what else there is to discuss right now. I'm still going through a lot of these LPs that I did back in 2014, 2013. For a trivia question that no one's going to remember, the very first game that I played on the channel, well, my channel, youtube.com/CJBlogman, CJBLOGMAN, was Pocket Fighter. I decided to, I really liked that game, and I decided to play the survival mode, which was exclusive to the console version, and I just kept playing it just to see how short it would take me to beat it. I think my record was 5 minutes and some change. I don't remember anymore. Like I said, I don't want to blow up the video now, because the audio would pick up. But I did that, and I did a bunch of one-offs until maybe about till halfway through 2015. I was like, I want to do full Let's Plays of games, and that gave me an excuse to play a lot of the games I have on my shelf. I might be able to splice it in. Well, I won't be able to splice it in because this isn't a video podcast. What am I saying? What I was going to say was I could somewhere post an image of all of my games that I have on my shelf that's literally like hemorrhaging games right now. That's why partially I'm starting to buy more digital games now. Even though as much as I hate doing that because I prefer having boxes and physical copies of things, but it seems like digital is the future, and I have to buy a new shelf. Well, I technically bought a new shelf, it just hasn't arrived yet, but I have to get a new shelf because if you see in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a picture of my shelf. I'm going to post it on my Twitter, twitter.com/ I have to think about it. That's terrible. Twitter.com/ Chazmosis410, CHAZMOSIS410. I'm going to post it there for anyone who wants to see it. It's just a giant picture of a shelf. I mean, it's not as impressive as a bunch of Let's Player shelves. Like, I've seen, Angry Video Game Nerd's shelf, and his shelf is like spans through like 3 or 4 rooms. Same thing with the Game Grumps. They have like an entire like basement full of like games on the shelf. Mine's not that impressive, but it's like, for considering I only live in my room right now. I live with my dad, so my room, like 1/4 of it is just shelves of games, and it's just kind of monotonous. I need to actually do something about it. But then that comes to the current day, which is now, where I stream. I at least try to stream every Sunday. That's not like it's not a guaranteed thing. It's a if I have the time thing nowadays. But like last week, I streamed along with Julian and Mark. We streamed a bunch of obscure fighting games, and that was fun. And the week before that, did I stream the week before that? I'm pretty sure the week before that was we played a lot of Mario Odyssey because at the time the game had just come out. And we cleared the main story, but we didn't do a lot of the post game stuff. And I still haven't had a chance to do any of the post game stuff, to be honest. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but the ending to Mario Odyssey is fantastic. It's very well done. I'll put it that way. I'm not going to say anything more about it, but it's great. It's better than your conventional 3D Mario ending. It was awesome. And like the things leading up to the final boss fight was also fantastic. So it was just, I highly recommend playing through that game. If you're not gonna do the post game stuff, at least beat the story. Like that's definitely what I recommend doing. And I was gonna plan, if I did have time to plan, I was gonna try to have like a Game of the Year discussion, but like I'm probably save that for the December episode, honestly. And honestly, a lot of the games that I was like really like boasting about and just like telling everybody about, I played music from those games in previous episodes. I talked a lot about Persona 5, I talked a lot about Cuphead, I talked a lot about Nier Automata, I talked about Tekken 7, all those games. But I'll have a distinct and focused conversation about that on next month's episode, on episode 9. I'm going to play more songs now because I'm running out of gas and I can't think of anything else to do. And also there are a couple of requests, so I'll do that at the end too. In fact, let's just play. I'm going to play 3 songs of my own that I wanted to play, and then I'll play the last 2 requests. So I'm going to choose 3 songs at random. I'm going to have a platinum playthrough. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have I'm going to play Table's Turn from Wonderful 101. Then I'm going to play Tomorrow Is Mine from Bayonetta 2. And then I'm going to play Rules of Nature from Revengence, Metal Gear Revengence. That's what I'm going to do. Platinum trio right there. And then we're going to play the 2 requests that I got out of the few people that actually did requests. I'm going to play Wild Horizon, who was my friend Alyssa. She recommended that song. It's an awesome song from Bloody Roar 1. It is the menu music from Bloody Roar 1, not Bloody Roar Run. That sounds like a mobile game. And Julian, my other homeboy, he recommended a song that I'm going to try to find very shortly. It's by the chiptune artist Auxide, which this technically isn't a game song, but since I'm like pulling at straws trying to find songs anyway, we'll play his recommendation, which was Lunar Maria by Auxide from his album Win Volume 6. So that's Table's Turn from Wonderful 101, Tomorrow Is Mine from Bayonetta 2, Rules of Nature from Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, and Wild Horizon from Bloody Roar, and finally Auxide, Lunar Maria by Auxide, closing it out. Here we go.
me unleash the fire in my heart. I will dance and I'll defeat them through the light and the dark. Your mistake was to underestimate my power. Won't let go of the fight till tomorrow's mine. All the night, dancing through the fire around me.
that, we have reached the end of the show. I apologize for this completely non sequitur, not organized at all episode of the Sound Test. I've had a lot going on lately, and I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row, so to speak. Follow the YouTube channel, youtube.com/CJBLOGMAN, CJ Blogman. Follow the main site, otakugamerspot.com, OTAKUGAMERSPOT.com. Follow me here next Sunday. We'll be streaming Sonic Forces because we hate ourselves. Twitch.tv/Chazmosis. Follow my Twitter where I post dumb things as well as some occasionally pictures of myself. Twitter.com/Chazmosis410. Those are all places you can catch me. I'm going to play the last song that I feel like playing off the top of my head. I'm going to play the Aquatic Mind theme from Sonic Adventure 2. I forgot what it's the actual title of the song because it's late. I can't think of anything right now. So it's Aquatic Mind from Sonic Adventure 2. It's that song. It's really chill. It's nice.
Give me a box.